Do you know anybody who has been brainwashed? Or have you ever been brainwashed? I follow a spiritual path with my guru, and I can say I have definitely been brainwashed. In this video, I will speak about the risks and even more about the eventual benefits of brainwashing. Our brain is like a big storage house, like a big hard drive on a computer, where a lot of information is being stored. Throughout our lifetime, we fill this storage with a lot of information. Our parents, in school, society, friends, and all kinds of experiences are all informations which are stored in our brain. On a more subtle level, the brain is actually associated with our mind. And the mind, in the yogic tradition, is actually divided into 4 parts. One of them is the manas, the lower mind, which through the senses gains information from this world. Another one is the chitta, which is the storage house in which all the informations, all the experiences are being stored. Then we have the ahamkar, which is our ego identification. The ahamkar is like a veil between the manas and the chitta, and therefore makes everybody's experience unique. And the last part of our mind is called buddhi, or discrimination. The buddhi is sometimes also considered the higher mind, our discrimination, which once activated and filled with the right knowledge is a very great instrument for our spiritual growth. In the chitta we have different waves, the so-called vrittis, which are actually keeping our mind constantly active and busy, and to a certain extent determine also our viewpoint of this world and our activities. The whole science about the mind and its different functions is very interesting, and maybe we will have the opportunity to make another video solely on the functioning of the mind. Obviously, all the informations and all the experiences of all our lifetimes are being put into this inner storage, and they have an influence on how we live, how we see the world, and how we interact with this world. All these different informations and experiences are also a reason for our false identification, the identification with our mind and with this body. The more we are fixated on the ideas of ourselves and on how life should be, the more we are distancing ourselves to the essential truth of who we truly are and what the true purpose of life is. The mind is like clear water, which is put into a certain vessel or into a certain container. The water in itself is clear and transparent, but if you put it into a dirty vessel, this water will absorb all the impurities. My spiritual master often makes an analogy where he says the mind is like a white piece of cloth. It depends in which color you dye that white piece of cloth. That color the cloth will absorb and assume. The same way our mind functions. In whatever we put our mind, in whatever we put our focus, that we will absorb, and that will determine the viewpoint of our life. So what is the color this world has to offer? What is the color this material reality has to offer? Which color does society offer us nowadays? It is mainly a color of egoism and materialism, desires, our needs, the big I, mine and me. As long as I feel well, as long as I'm in well-being, I don't care who has to suffer. The main values we get are actually false values. They are all centered around the ego. A great deal of focus goes into negativity. If we switch on the news, we will mostly hear about the terrors of this world and its misery. When people start to change and not follow the norm anymore, when they follow their own path, when they follow their heart, then people start to look at them in a weird way. And mostly you will be considered crazy. Especially if you are following a spiritual path, and even more if you are following a guru. If you change while following a spiritual path and the guru, people will definitely think that you have been manipulated and absolutely brainwashed. And I must say, I probably would agree. When I met my spiritual master, Paramahamsa Vishwananda, he gave me probably the most powerful detergent to cleanse my brain, to cleanse my mind from all negativity, worries, from the wrong perception of myself, of what life is and about what God is. He gave me the divine names, a mantra, which is a divine sound vibration and which helps us to shield ourselves from these constant waves of our mind and which connects us with our heart and with our true self. He gave me the right knowledge so that my buddhi, my intellect, my discrimination can function in the right way and discriminate about what is real and what is unreal, what is eternal and what is limited, what is worth living for and what isn't. He gave me Atma Kriya Yoga, one of the most powerful meditation techniques, which connect us with our true self and establish further and further this eternal love relationship with the Absolute. He has given me a daily routine of prayers, rituals, selfless service, and a good association, a healthy association of like-minded people, the association of devotees. And above all, he keeps on showering his grace and his love upon me. He keeps on enlightening me through his actions, through his existence, through his example. The more I get brainwashed, the more I see the need of cleansing my brain, of cleansing my mind. And therefore, I have adapted a daily routine of doing my spiritual practice, of brainwashing myself through the mantras, through the remembrance of the glory and the love of God, through different spiritual practices. I would recommend that to everybody. So maybe now you can see that it is actually a very good thing to cleanse this brain, to wash this brain from the wrong ideas of yourself and of life. Brainwashing is very dangerous and risky. If you dye this cloth in the wrong color, if you put the clean water into a dirty vessel, if this vessel, this container, becomes more and more dirty, the more you purify this vessel and the more you purify this mind, the cleaner it will get, the more transparent it will get, and the easier and the clearer you will see who you truly are and what the true purpose of your existence is. Jai Gurudev.